If something's gotten jammed up or locked in your neck, you don't always have to crack things back into place in order to fix it. Part of the reason for that is because the size of the joints. A lot of times people don't realize how big, or more importantly, how small the joints in their neck actually are. You see, if we're considering the size of the joints that are in your neck, the size of the vertebra, they're really only about this big. Pretty darn small, I would say. It's going to be typically around 1 to 2 centimeters the entire joint surface. And now, when things do get trapped up there, oftentimes they can only get stuck a couple of millimeters. That's it. Now, you might be thinking, well, 2 millimeters, is that really enough to cause an issue? I would make the case, yes, it can. Because if you've ever gotten a grain of sand, it's caught in your eye, if you go down to the beach, it blows in your face, gets stuck there, is it going to cause a little bit of pain, not very comfortable? You're darn right. 2 millimeters. That's it. That is the size of a grain of sand. And so if something that tiny can cause that much irritation, simply imagine the potential of that same tiny 2 millimeters if something has shifted and the vertebrae are not quite moving the way that they are supposed to. In the same breath, does that mean that we have to get in there and crack or crunch the vertebra back into place? The answer is oftentimes no. All we have to do then is determine, okay, well, first and foremost, which direction has the vertebra misaligned? Number two, what's the degree? And also, then, what's going to be the least amount of force that's necessary to just simply line things up, give it the lightest little tap so that we're able to make the correction in the most conservative manner possible. And this is one of the major differences between what we do with Blair upper cervical work and what's considered to be general manipulation, where your goal is to get movement through the joint by causing it to click or to crack as the joint opens up and there's fluid movement. We don't need to move the vertebrae that far. What we need to do is we need to figure out which way have they actually gone by doing very precise and individualized tests so that we know, okay, this is exactly what we have to do in your unique situation. And when we know that, really we only need to use about the amount of force that you would use to click a pen. That's enough to unlock that vertebra, those 2 to 3 millimeters that's necessary. And then when it comes back in under your body's control, that's able to provide, or oftentimes is able to provide, the relief that people are looking for when they can feel that something clearly is not right in their neck, jammed up. So, do you always have to click and crack the joints when you see a chiropractor? The short answer is no. Most people don't realize this. There are at least 40 different mainstream chiropractic techniques. Part of the reason that there's so many is because there is no one formula that works for everybody. But if we can find then an approach that resonates with you and that your body's going to respond to most favorably, then we've got a solution that can help you really achieve the levels of health well-being that you desire. Hope you enjoyed this little video. We'll see you next time.
For more information about upper cervical care, please call us on 3188 9329 or visit us at atlashealth.com.au.